let's everybody not act weird. Let's act like I've been here for like the last year and y'all just been seeing me. Hey best friend, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Tika. I am a flight attendant with a major US airline, and I'm approaching slightly and politely my 7th year of flying. I am your flight attendant godmother. I will never steer you wrong. I have your best interest. And if any part of my video resonates with you, I would love for you to click the subscribe button. If it doesn't resonate, that's okay. But make sure that you come back so the next video may resonate and you may decide to subscribe then. And if you do decide to subscribe, oh, I like how that sounds. Make sure you turn on the notification bell so that you know when I post. My energy is, I hope that you can feel it because it is so cleansed. It's beautiful. God is good. He has blessed me and I'm sitting here, okay, to talk to you. You guys, airlines are hiring. You guys are sliding in my DMs. You're like, we just need a word. We need something to uplift us. So I didn't take any sort of notes. I'm just gonna speak from my heart. Hopefully this will resonate with you so that you can make it to your face-to-face and you can show your heart and get your CJO. So you guys, I took a year off from flying. So obviously we're still in a pandemic. I took a year off from flying, personal leave of convenience, which was pretty chill, pretty great, but I was like super excited to get back to flying because flying is my happy place. I absolutely love, it's funny because I'm an introvert extrovert. I love helping people, being around people, you know, getting them to their destinations, but then I could like totally be my Cancer self and be home in my little crap show. So call me any introvert, extrovert, what wouldn't be it? Y'all get it. Anyway, I think it's really important, since the airlines are hiring, that you guys know what it looks like walking into it now. So no, I cannot tell you what training looks like because I obviously have never trained during the pandemic. But what I can share with you is just the differences that I saw pre-COVID and during COVID. So I think that's really important because you guys are about to make a life-changing decision. Y'all are like, girl, I'm trying to travel the world, and I get it. I think if that pandemic did anything for us, it allowed us to, which I hope, know what we want versus what we don't want, and just to make a decision and just go for it. Because being locked down, you know, in quarantine, it just had you thinking like, oh, I wish it made me like super grateful to be like, yo, I just wish I could like do a flight to Michigan, anywhere. It wasn't even like the most amazing place. It was just like, sorry if you're from Michigan, but you get what I'm saying, like Michigan, Paris, you feel me? Y'all see where I'm going with this. Okay, so it just made me be like, I just want to go. I just want to like see an engine. I just want to see the clouds in the air, not being down here looking up. It just made me want to keep climbing. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And it just also made me so grateful for my career. I want to paint a picture for you guys so that you know what you're walking into, and you know if like you know how to move, how to decide if this is for you. So guys, I was a little nervous, I'm not gonna front, right? Because what we do here is we keep it real, we keep it cute, or we put it on mute. So when I was coming back, I was like, do I still know how to be a flight attendant? I think what I did is I actually went through and refreshed myself on all of the aircrafts, you know, how to arm, disarm the doors and things like that, because don't forget, safety is your #1 priority, okay? Your #2 priority, which we can slightly say #1 as well, is to be compliant and be cute, but we'll get there. So anywho, I refreshed, I came back, and you guys know I always talk about flying flight leader. That's the flight attendant who's in the front of the aircraft, making the announcements and things like that, so on and so forth. But when I came back, I was like, let me fly regular. I just flew in the back because I wanted to be able, I am such a visual learner. I wanted to be able to see what's different. And guys, I have to say I totally psyched myself out because not that much changed. Hear me out. So I had obviously read all of the new procedures and policies and things like that that were in place, but I immediately noticed that like my coworkers were adamant about keeping gloves on during all phases of flight. So while boarding, closing those bins, gloves were being worn. Gloves were being worn during the service, you know, giving out the drinks and things like that. And also the gloves were being changed, so you're not just wearing like that same pair of gloves. Obviously I had read this, but it was also nice to see it in action, because I was like, I remember before when I used to want to wear gloves and like it wasn't a thing. I mean, it was a thing to pick up the garbage, but it wasn't a thing for the duration of the flight. And sometimes you were walking down the aisle, y'all, excuse me, and people will just like try to hand you something. I'm like, let me get some gloves. Or like I have to, like, you know, if I have a bag and I don't have gloves on, which maybe that has happened back in the day, I'm not gonna front, but not these days. But like pre-COVID, I would just like open the bag mad wide, like, okay, put it in, I'm not touching that. But now I love that people are, as they should have been before, just like their cleanliness levels have been heightened. The other thing with the airline that I work for, as passengers are boarding, we hand out a I'm gonna get this, and I'm not gonna edit this. The other thing is with the airline that I work for, as passengers are boarding, we are handing them a Purell wipe. Why is that such a tongue twister? Purell wipe. You get it. And making sure that they have their masks over their nose and mouth. And you know, it's just a gentle reminder if someone gets on and it's down, sir, can you please put your mask up? Ma'am, please put your mask up. Now, you have seen the news, you have heard the stories. I have not experienced those flights. God willing, Lord knows, I hope that I don't experience irate and crazy passengers. But the other thing is that I come from a different place internally. So this is gonna kind of derail slightly, but before I work those flights, I always remind myself, I don't wake up to these people, I don't go to sleep to these people, but I am helping them to and from their destination, because people travel for all different reasons. It's not my business why they're traveling, whether it's a funeral or a wedding. I'm gonna treat them how I would want somebody to treat my mother, my father if he were alive, my family, whoever you love the most, feel me? But I also, I'm not gonna say this, I also do a lot of manifestation. I also have a Palo Santo routine before flights. I have some stuff that I do to cleanse my energy before I even leave my home, so that when I'm going onto this aircraft, I hope that I am bringing love and people can feel me operating from a place of love. So I could talk to y'all about that on a deeper level, but yeah, I'm into that, you know, I'm into that whole magical world. That is me by all means. But aside from that, okay, so you have to like remind people to do the whole mask thing, but then you have the articles or the tweets and things like that where people are like, well, I'm gonna snack every couple of minutes and keep my mask down. And so you have to be vigilant, you know, aware, socially aware of people who are doing that. And sorry y'all, you know what I'm saying, like today's a chill day for me, but I decided to hop on here for my babies because I love you guys. But anyway, so that's what I saw that was different. It's like you're now, I don't want to use the word parenting, but we could say chaperoning. We could say that it's a little bit more intense, because you now need to make sure that I'm protecting you, you're protecting me, and people remain aware of that. Now, some people will literally just forget, and they are like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like they might have been caught up in their movie, they were eating, they didn't even think about it. And so not everybody is like out to be a prick and like try to give you a hard time. So there's that aspect of it that we didn't have to deal with before. And I will say that the crowds, at least in my opinion, are a little bit different. I think that people got the urge to just fly more, or to fly in general. So the people who were like not really flying before, I think the pandemic just made them like want to just go and be like, I've been locked down, I'm going outside. You know how people say, we outside? Well, honey, they outside, okay? They outside in the air, okay? They are outside. I get it, you know, folks are wearing bonnets now. they're doing their thing. Like, I'm not even mad about it, because you know what, it's a domino effect. If they don't fly, I don't fly. They don't fly, I don't have a job. So again, I am here to help people get lovingly to their destinations, and I just try to manifest the best flights possible, and I do my job with pride. I wear my uniform with pride. I'm grateful that God has never took his hand off me. He's just continued to bless me. So look at my little cute Fierceness necklace. But anyway, so I really love what I do, and I've made a point of it to have a little bit more fun with the job. So I've been doing some layovers. Like, I've done San Juan, Puerto Rico quite a few times. Absolutely love it there. You guys know I'm a Caribbean girl. Put me in the islands, baby. That is what I like. I did Dominican Republic. I got LA coming up. I'm just trying to do all the places with palm trees that make my heart really, really happy. But yeah, so you're gonna have some components of the job that you probably haven't read about, probably hadn't heard about. But the best part for you is that this is gonna be new for you. You're going through training. They're gonna teach you everything you need to know. And speaking of everything you need to know, you guys, I have your best interest. I will never mislead you, ever. A lot of you are still excited about becoming flight attendant vloggers. The airline that you are being hired with, getting your CJO with, will have a social media policy, you guys. Before you pick up that camera and start filming, you can pick it up and film. Before you upload it to any social media outlet, make sure that what you are doing is in line with what the company says you could do. I say that because anytime you guys have seen me post something and I was in uniform, I was good, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. Just because you see something now with whatever airline the person who's filming is, no, okay? Just because somebody's posting something doesn't mean it's okay. It could very well mean that they have not been noticed yet by said company. That's clearly what it can mean. Don't go posting parts of the aircraft and think, don't do it, okay? And please, when you graduate, that pride that you have in your uniform, keep that. Keep that level of compliance and that level of work ethic and just how you feel about yourself and the pride that you have. Don't lose that. I still have that. When I put my uniform on, oh my mama, oh my hood, I look fly, I look good. But first and foremost is my brand, is me, okay? Secondly is my company, but granted, when I put the uniform on, they really first. But you feel what I'm saying in terms of like just how I care for myself as a woman. I'm not gonna half step, so I don't want you to do that either. Keep that pride. I think the reality is that I operate mentally and internally from a different place. And so I've been through a lot of different stuff in my life. Like, I grew up in the hood, you know what I'm saying? My dad was murdered when I was 18. So I've been through some really like hardcore stuff. And I say that to say that the transitions that this job has made, the changes, I just roll with the punches, and it's not really anything to me. But if you're a person who ain't never really been through nothing, or never really had to deal with nothing or nobody, or situations, faces, places, you might be like, oh my gosh, how these people are acting is out of control. I don't think like that. Like, even when people are like really excited or like mad loud on the plane or something like that, I'm like, you know what? I grew up in the hood. We ain't go on family vacations. I paid for my first flight, and my first flight was to Miami. And a lot of people be like, oh, I don't fly Miami, da da da. And it's like, yo, when you come from where I come from and you get to get on a plane and you're going to Miami, what? So I don't judge people and how they act. Even the whole bonnet phase, like, listen, if you like it, I love it. That bonnet does not sign my paycheck. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna treat you just how I want somebody to treat my family. And so again, I just been through things in my life, and so these transitions and stuff like that, it's like, all right, what we gonna do? We either gonna step back or step forward? No honey, we're walking forward. And so A lot of people say, well, these new flight attendants need to understand this job is significantly different. It ain't that different, okay? And I want you guys to not be scared going into it, because remember, you've never been here before, unless you worked at another airline and you're transitioning to another airline. But even so, they're gonna teach you and prepare you for what you need to be prepared for, and then you're gonna start flying and you're gonna learn. And I hope that you have great crew members who will also want to teach you, and it's just all loving. Especially if you fly with me, I got you. Some of my good friends have been my subbies, so hey best friend. I'm just trying to think of, like, because I didn't take notes, so and I gotta pack because I have a trip tomorrow. I gotta meal prep. Oh, meal prep. I mean, I always tell you guys to bring your food, but like, I know a lot of times flight attendants would like eat any leftover meals. Like, let's say first class didn't eat and there were meals left over, or like crew meals and things like that. Sometimes you may not have your selection of food in the airport. You may not have time to get food in between. But also, like, we're just now gently starting to roll out and bring meals back into play. And so it's important to have your food, because the other thing, guys, you've seen it on the news, you've heard there are delays. You know, there's some understaffing, because it's really a domino effect. You know, if flight attendants or pilots have they test positive, you know, or they have symptoms, they need to go out, and then it's like things can, it's just, imagine this finger falls, like it's a domino effect. And so you just want to fully be prepared with everything that you will need, and you just want to always know that it gets greater later. And so even if you have a really hard day, like, it probably will be really hard for you to start out. And don't graduate thinking like, I'm going to Paris, Milan, Barcelona. Honey, you might be doing that 4 legs to Bozeman, which I really love Bozeman. That's why I always mention it. Another 4 legs to like somewhere in Idaho, which I've never been. And another 4 legs somewhere else. But you'll have some magical days where you're able to pick up really great trips and things like that. But have fun. Come into it with a great personality, a good heart. Show your heart. You'll get your CJO. And I'll be posting videos along the way. So this video is all over the place, but it comes from a place of love. So I hope that this did resonate with you. I hope that it gave you a word and some confidence. And so in the meantime, in between time, until you guys see me again, make sure you continue to stay beautiful from the inside to the out. Let your light shine. Let nothing or no one stop you from growing, glowing, and earning your wings, because you deserve it. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.